Hey everyone, Brooke here. I hope wherever you are in the world, today is treating you well. In today's video, I'm going to be doing a review of the Freewrite Traveler by Astrohaus. I did an unboxing of this device 2 weeks ago, and now I'm going to give you a more of an overview of how I've been using this device, how it works, how it is typing, kind of show you how it syncs to my MacBook, give you a pros and cons list that I have thus far, and also give you my takeaway with this device as I've been using it. So before I begin, I just want to let you know that this is more of a friend type of review. Like, it's not a big techie spec review. I'm just not that type of reviewer. I'm going to give you my honest, genuine opinions, how it works for me, and what to really expect from a device like this. It's different. A lot of people had different takes on this type of product, so I'm hoping to give you a good overview of this type of device to see if it's a good fit for you. Now, with that said, let me jump into today's video. Here is the Traveler opened. The clamshell open case, and this reminds me a lot of the old school Barnes & Noble Nook editions from like 2013, 2014, where the e-ink screen would show a historical character or an author, a writer. It's really neat. I really like this, and it changes too. So like if I go to my work and then I go back to the idle screen, it'll change the the display. So I think that's neat. I like that it says set your story free in different fonts depending on the picture. I think that's really cool. This feels really nice. I really like the feel of this. This whole keyboard on the inside has a great premium feel. There is a contrast, and I'll get to that in the cons for how it feels on the outside, but I do believe that all the money was spent on the inside because it does feel good. I really enjoy it. I think it's definitely nice. It's a nice touch. So this is the idle screen, and I'll show you let me fix my camera. I will show you the inside a bit. So this is the folder. There's 3 folders. The one is demo, so that is going to be a blank. Oop, let me turn this on. I've done that every single time. Demo is just going to be used for when I show you how it types. B is just a blog that I'm writing, and C is another article that I'm writing. So this, depending on which folder you want to use, it easily switches back and forth. Now the Wi-Fi is pretty self-explanatory. You can turn it off if you don't want to work with Wi-Fi. Maybe you just want to draft, and as soon as the Wi-Fi goes back on, then it would sync with the program Postbox. That is Freewrite's program for syncing your documents. You have on, and then you have new. You can add another Wi-Fi server with that one. So I think that's pretty neat. New is the red button. There's another one right here. It says new as well, and that's for a new document. Page up, page down, and then you have send, which you're going to be using a lot, and then special. I still don't know what it is. I've only been using this for 2 weeks, so it's been pretty basic what I've been using it for. It's really just been to jot down my notes and writing articles when I'm out and about. Let me fix this a little bit. I'm going to show you how this writes, just to give you a good idea. So this is not a flat surface. Excuse me, I'm actually in my gym area. I'm in the middle of painting my house, so there's not many places where I can kind of shoot this video. So just, I'm trying to work with what I have. Now, I'm going to take a few moments. I'm not going to speak. Try to focus on the sound of the keyboard and see the lag in the screen. There's about a half a second to a full second lag. Okay, so that is how the lag is. That's how it sounds. I'm writing slow again. I'm actually on a cardboard box. But I wanted to show you how that looks. And even with the lag, like, it's not that bad. It's really not that bad. So let's say, hi, I love cats. I love cats. This is from the eHarmony song, if you look it up. Can't Hug Every Cat, I think it is. I know that song in and out. A lot of fun. It was from like 2009. It was a meme. But anyway, so see how I did that? This is actually pretty funny. So I didn't know that I could scroll up. I didn't see any arrow keys. So I'm like, oh, that's annoying. So I'm never going to be able to see what I can read. I'm just going to have to send it over to my MacBook, and then I'm going to have to read it there. But you can actually just hit page up, and it shows you the page up. And it shows you, and then you go to page down. And there's this little bar in the bottom, as you can see right here. It shows you I'm on page 1, and then there's out of page 2. So my other ones, when I actually cut a lot of them down because I'm trying to get it close enough to a draft that I can easily edit. So I think it's only 1 or 2 pages, but you can see that that it has this little bar as well on it. So that's pretty neat. Now, if I wanted to make a new document, I would just hit this. But I wanted to show you how it syncs. So this was another thing that confused me. It actually was a heavy con before I figured it out. Astrohaus has great customer service. They got back to me with all of my techie person questions, which I'm sure is very annoying to people who are in the tech field, but they were really nice and I really appreciated them working with me. So again, like I mentioned before, Postbox is their dedicated program that they use to transfer over documents. So this is brand new. I just made this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit send. Show your document has been sent. Now, if I look at the post box right here, it shows you the document that I literally just typed. Now, the thing that I really got confused with is that this is what I actually read as well on Reddit that people were getting confused with, and I figured it out. So Sprinter is another like scanning type of program that's used by Astrohaus. It's kind of weird in my opinion. I don't really see like the the point of it. I guess it's another drafting type of program, but if I'm doing it on my Freewrite, I'm not going to go put it on my MacBook and do it on my MacBook. I'm sure there's a use for it that I just don't know. Okay, so that was sent. Now, if I look over to the Postbox draft, you'll see that it says, hi, my name is Brooke, and it's literally what we just went through. And then if I hit over to my drive, you'll see that it's synced to my Google Drive, which I really think is very neat. So it's going to take a moment to show up, but as you can see, oops, sorry, I have so many tabs open. As you can see, it is my document, and I can go in there and I can literally just edit, right? Now I can just go ahead and add things and continue drafting or editing or doing whatever I want to do. So I think that's really, really neat. I really like that. And then from here, that's when I would obviously upload on my blog. So I think it's really neat, and it's something that is a huge lifesaver, to be honest with you. Like, in my opinion, I wish I could just Google straight or sync straight to my Google Drive, but I can't. But having it tied in with Postbox, it's just another program that it has to go through in order to hit this, if that makes sense. So everyone's got a Postbox that has an Astrohaus, but it's neat. And it's kind of cool too. You know, it's nice to have it in another place. If God forbid, I guess something happens with, you know, maybe something is, you know, lost or whatever. Maybe it'll be in another area. I'm not really sure. I haven't had that happen. Knock on cardboard box. But so far so good. Now this shows you the breakdown. December 22nd, 7 drafts, 576 words, 2 drafting days. I started making this video yesterday, and then I decided to refilm it because I wanted it to be a stronger pros and cons list. So I was playing around with this and you know, putting different random drafts into here. So I'm going to delete all of these that I'm not using, but I thought that was really neat, and I wanted to show you that. So that's how this works. This is synced to Postbox that you can transfer to Evernote, or you can transfer to Google Drive or whatever, program you're using. So as you can see, this is now idling and it's on a new screen. So I think that's really neat. Now for the pros and cons of this video. I even wrote it down because I wasn't happy with my original draft of this video. So I wanted to really get into my pros and cons and be very thoughtful about how I've used this device for the last 2 weeks and what I've taken from it. So the first pro is that this device uses e-ink technology. I'm not going to pretend that I know a lot about this technology, but what I do know is that when I use it, when I'm using either my notebook or I'm using this Freewrite Traveler, I don't have eye strain. This is a big reason why I left the field of welding, because I was starting to develop a lot of sensitivity with my eyes. And even being on like a screen, see, I just looked over here now on my MacBook, everything is always toned really down. For the video when I was showing you, the brightness was up, but even like looking over at it, I always kind of get like a ping in my eyes. I have very sensitive eyes, and I find that using an e-ink, anything, it doesn't cause eye strain like it does with a computer. And honestly, it's very seamless of me reading a book to reading the Nook, and it doesn't really change how my eyes feel. So using e-ink technology is my favorite. I feel like there is a lot that we don't know about the blue light on the devices that we use daily. So I feel like if you're someone that's more mindful of this type of that type of technology and maybe the long-term effects of staring at a screen and dealing with all the blue light, I think e-ink is a wonderful alternative. There's even devices like the Books, is it Books or Books Note or something? There's like these tablets that are similar to the media that you would get from like an iPad. It's not the same, but you can certainly use stuff like similar iPad type of technology, different tablets that are also e-ink as well. And there's even like the Hisense, which is a cell phone that is all e-ink. I think that's available in China. I'm not sure where that you can get the service for that, but I do hear different people from around the world that use those phones and love them. So the biggest pro, in my opinion, is that this is an e-ink device. The second one is that this is a distraction-free device. So you're not going to see all of the pings and notifications and dings and, pages opening, and like even just, you saw with that swipe, it showed all my tabs. Like I could have been like, oh, let me click on this tab. Oh, I forgot about this. Constantly being distracted. With this, there's nothing. There's nothing. It's literally the words that you're writing, that you're putting on this. There's no notifications. There's no slide down bar. There's no timer. There's no text notification. There's nothing. It's literally what you're putting from your mind into this device. And I love that. I really love that, because I'm someone that really has a very hard time reining it in and focusing on one thing at a time. I think if I were to be diagnosed with anything at this point in my life, it would be ADHD. But I also believe a lot of people have that, specifically because of the devices and the technology that we have been accustomed to, right? With the cell phones, with the pings, with, being everywhere at the same time, being constantly available, constantly feeling torn apart or pulled in many different directions. I love that this is a distraction-free device. And some people were clowning on it like, oh, well, so is pen and paper, but it's very different. I love writing. I love journaling. I write every single day, but it's very different, naturally free-handing your thoughts as opposed to dumping and pouring your mind onto a keyboard and really pumping in the words into this device. So it's helping to, further your content, and you're getting things done faster. And also a lot of times, like if I'm writing something, this is a true story, I'll get annoyed that like my hand's not moving as fast because I'm writing a story, or maybe I'm having like, I'm trying to get my emotions down on paper, and it's like, I felt that 2 minutes ago and I'm still writing about that. It's kind of weird, but I'm that kind of person. I just really enjoy how fast this device is, even with the half a second to a second lag. It's really a non-issue, and I love that it's I'm really able to put my mind and my soul into my work without being distracted. The third pro is that this has a great keyboard. This has a great keyboard. I really, really, really enjoy this keyboard. It sounds so nice, almost like ASMR-y. I really, really, really enjoy this keyboard. It's very clicky. I like it a lot. I really do. And it feels very premium. It's, I'm going to change this document because now I just typed a ton of stuff. It's really, really premium. It definitely is. It feels like the old school MacBook Pros. Okay, I just realized I had to press the new button twice. I mean, at the same time, and then it creates a new document. So it does, it feels very premium. I keep saying premium, but it does. It feels nice. I like how it types, and it makes me want to type more, which is what I need. If I didn't like the way that the keyboard felt, I feel like I wouldn't type. I wouldn't be typing as much as I am, and I wouldn't be really focused on using this as much as I can. Now, the fourth Pro, is that it's portable and it's very easy to travel with. I really like just closing this, throwing this into this case, which is growing on me, by the way. I don't like felt at all. I hate felt. It's one of those like materials, like, see, even when I'm touching it, I'm like, I don't like it, but this is growing on me. I really enjoy this. So it houses the device really nicely, and I'm able to literally just take this and throw this in my bag, or even walk around like it's a clutch. It goes right underneath the arm, and it's just really easy to hold. So the 5th Pro is that it holds a charge for a really long time. When I first got this device, I charged it for like 3 hours, took it out of the packaging, popped it on the charger, forgot about it, and then went back later on and I took it off. And I've been using this device every single day. And up until up until earlier today, when I saw that it needed a reset because it had like a firmware update, I put it on the charger because it needed to be charged. But I'm sure I still could have gone like another 2 weeks. I'm not sure how long this actually goes for, but there were no blinking red lights. This thing's awesome. It's wonderful. And that's another thing that I love about e-ink technology. There's no bright lights. There's nothing that's like draining the battery life, no apps that are draining the battery life. It's literally just the words that you're putting down, even with the Nook. Like the Nook can go like a month. And this is probably the similar. I haven't been using it that long, so I don't know, but my Nook can go a month with it being on the entire time. I'll go to check on it and it's still on. It's got, it's still got the 75% on it. So it's really, really interesting, and I love that. It's very impressive in my opinion. But that's how I am with all devices like that don't need to be charged every single day. Like my half-broken iPhone, it's so annoying when I have to like stop and charge this thing, which is another reason why I switched to a light phone, which is another e-ink type of device. Now, for as much as I like this device, there are a few cons that I want to talk about. There's not as many cons as I believe that there are pros, but there are things that I want to discuss and that are worth mentioning. And the first thing that drives me freaking insane with this thing is that this is a literal fingerprint magnet. It's so annoying. I hate the case for this. I really do. I actually don't even know where my microfiber is because it's lost in the sea of Christmas gifts that I'm wrapping, but it cleans up nice, but the oils from my hands, and I wash my hands all the time, so it's not like, oh, I just have oily hands. I'm telling you, like, anything, like my dog can brush against this thing and it's going to have, something on it. So that's me just using my shirt, which it cleans up nice. It does. And I know a lot of people that put stickers on this, but I like the look of like a sleek case. I like not having to put a cover on it or putting, stickers on and things like that. But look, that's ridiculous. Even just me handling it for a few seconds, it's like, it literally is such a magnet for fingerprints. And it's very annoying to me. It's so annoying. Like, that's such a pet peeve of mine. So generally speaking, I usually just wipe it down. Like when I'm done with this review, I'm gonna go in my kitchen, I'm gonna use a wet cloth and wipe it down and then let it sit and let it dry, whatever, and put it back in the case. But I feel like, this will probably bleed into like the second con, but I feel like it should be made out of something other than plastic, which is the second con. The device is made of plastic, and I feel like it should be something more premium, especially for what you're paying. The inside is nice. Now this feels like, I don't know if this is plastic, I'm not really sure, but it doesn't really feel plasticky on the inside. The keys are obviously plastic, but they're nice. They feel nice, they're clicky. It feels like you're getting work done, you know what I mean? But when it comes to like the outside, and I've seen some shade people saying like, oh, this is VTech, whatever. I personally don't agree. I think that this is a really good device, but I could understand why people would think the aesthetic is VTech, right? Like that, the preschool brand for computers for educational learning. And they haven't even seen this in person, I'm sure. So I think if they saw it in person and they felt it, they'd be like, oh, it's like VTech, you know? But it definitely, the thing is that it has weight to it. It's not like it feels cheap. It's just for what you're paying, I feel like it should be more premium. Like the biggest seller for iPhones, right, is that aside from like the, you know, the mechanics and the software and things like that, is it feels premium. You know, this has the weight to it. It's nice on the inside. I don't really think they have to change anything on the inside. But if they added some kind of metal, something, right? So anything that would help not have this be a magnet for, you know, for fingerprints and also not feel plasticky, because it's weird how it feels very plasticky on the outside, but on the inside it feels nice. So I think that's the most important part. So maybe they, you know, I know they're working with tight margins, so maybe they had to skimp in certain areas, but I really would love to see this in a different material. I really would. The third con is what you're paying for. It's expensive. I think I was paid like $550 for mine, or maybe it was $500 or something. I don't remember. It was for Black Friday sale, and I used what did I use? The Zip. There's like that program where like you could use Zip and it like comes out of your bank account in like 4 weeks or whatever. So I use something like that. But I think for what you're paying, I feel like that's expensive. And for what you're getting, this is just a drafting device. You know, and I've seen people throw a lot of shade at this company and saying their stuff's too expensive. But I do think that it's probably a very small company and they're working with like razor thin margins. So for someone who likes to support small business, I'm not going to fault them on that. I do just want to see them add a little more quality to their devices. And I'm willing to pay a premium. Like they have the smart typewriter, I think it's called. I could be wrong, but they have it. It's like a big typewriter and it has a light, has a backlight on it, which I think is really neat. And it looks really nice, right? And that's expensive. That's like $1,000. I think it was the, I forgot what edition it was, Hemingwright or something. I forgot what edition it was, but it's really, really nice. But if you're gonna like make it, and I think that's metal too. I think I was reading comments that was metal. And I really like that because I feel like if you're gonna pay that kind of money, you want that product, that device to feel like it costs money, you know what I mean? So with that said, let me jump into the third or the fourth con, and that is the fact that this does not have a backlight. This does not have a backlight. Now, for me, I don't really see that as a con because when I purchased it, I didn't feel like I knew that, right? I didn't feel like that was gonna be a disservice to me at all. Granted, it is something that I feel like some people would not like. I like the idea of a backlight, but I also feel like that could be a little distracting. I want it to look as close to paper as possible, like as close to real paper as possible. I really, really want that. I think that that's really important for me and for the reason that I want to use e-ink, and I feel like some people would want the distraction aspect, but be able to type at any point during the day, you know, whether that be, you know, 4 o'clock in the morning or, you know, midnight when they're trying to, you know, get themselves back to sleep or something. You know, they want to be able to see. So I think that might be a con for some people. Not so much a con for me, but I do think that would be a con for some people. And I guess like the fifth one, this is a con, a strong con that's not so much of a strong con anymore, is the fact that it was a little confusing for me to sync. Now, again, I'm not someone that's tech savvy. I don't claim to be. I'm not a techie person. I'm just not. I'm very simple. And I need something that's very simple. And I really appreciated that the customer service was great and they did walk me through a bit. They sent me articles and things and I figured it out, but they were patient enough to give me the information on how to sync my device to my computer. But it's a little weird. It's kind of like a couple steps that you got to take, which I feel like they could eliminate a step or two and make it more easy, you know? But I do like that you just click a button and it sends it right to the post box, which can also send it to another platform or, you know, program that you want it to, where you're actually going to edit. It just seems like there's a couple steps, and I feel like they can somehow tie that up in a nice, neat bow and deliver that to the masses, because it has to be easy. Like if you're going from something like an iPhone, it's gotta be easy, you know what I mean? Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, this is for the professional, and they would know, and, you know, this is for authors and writers and, you know, bloggers and everything like that. But I'm not technically a blogger yet. I don't even have my first blog up, but I'm someone that's, going in that direction. I'm already had the domain. I'm already working on things. It's got to be easy. And I feel like they can make it a little easier and not have it be so niche. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, it's like so hidden how this works. But I pretty much figured it out. But the comments that I've seen, it did seem like a lot of people were like, how the hell does that work? You know what I mean? So again, I've been using this for 2 weeks and I like it. I really enjoy it. Definitely has some cons, but I think the pros far outweigh the cons thus far. And I'm going to continue to use this, and I'm going to continue to update the review every couple months, maybe like every 2-3 months, and let you guys know how I'm using it, how it's working, how it's progressing, how it's holding up, how the customer service is, any issues or anything like that, I will certainly address. But I think all in all, this is not a device for someone that wants a smaller MacBook. This is not that type of device. If you want something like that, I would say go with like an iPad Air and get like a keyboard, because that would be kind of similar to this. A lot of people also say that, and I've read a lot into this device before I bought it. They say how like, oh, well, you can just shut all your notifications off. If you're someone that still wants to be on the pulse of getting notifications and, following your social medias and things like that, and you're not bothered by the screen of like a MacBook or any type of other laptop PC, then I don't think this device is for you. I think this device is for someone that really wants a truly distraction-free device that is easy on the eyes, portable, types well, feels good, and is going to allow them to really take their mind and focus on their work, right? Dump their mind onto this keyboard and get writing done. Because if you're not writing, if you can get all the devices in the world, you can get the MacBook, you can get the Astrohaus Freewrite, you can get whatever you want, you can get a typewriter. If you're not actually pumping out the work, then none of these devices are worth it. They're not, You can go on Google Docs and write your own book, or you can use something like this, or you can use pen and paper. You just want to have something that's going to make you move in the direction of what your goals are. And my goals are making more content, having a blog, updating it weekly, being able to have some time management where I can pump out the type of articles that I know that I can produce and that I want to produce. And I think I found the device that's going to help me. I grab this instead of grabbing my phone when I have 10-15 minutes. I have a thought, I write it down, I'm able to sync it quickly, and I really like that I can be on top of my game and what I'm trying to accomplish. So if you do want more information on this device and looking into purchasing it, I will leave a few links in the comment section below, in the description below. And if you have any of your own questions, if you want to know more about this device, if you have any different questions that I may not have addressed, then please do leave a comment in the comment section below, and I'm more than happy to answer them for you. I hope this video was helpful for those who are looking to get this type of device. It's definitely different. A lot of people don't seem to like it, but the people who use it love it. So again, the Freewrite Traveler by Astrohaus, distraction-free device. It's a drafting device, and that's all it is. You literally draft on here, you submit it to a computer, and that's where you edit. There's no editing on this, but it does allow you to be distraction-free while writing down your thoughts and creating articles, journals, novels, and content. Thank you so much for tuning into today's video. I hope this video was helpful for you. Please leave a comment in the comment section below, say hi, and I will check you back again on the next video.